Mr. Daly.
Thank you, Chairman Miller and members of the committee. My name is Tim Daly. I'm here as an actor, producer, director, and co-president of the Creative Coalition, which is a nonprofit, nonpartisan public advocacy organization of the arts and entertainment community. I want to thank you for holding this hearing and for allowing me to testify and echo a lot of the things that my fellow testifiers have said. You know, I'm just not sure that enough people understand that millions of Americans earn their livelihoods through the arts and ancillary professions, or that the entertainment is America's second largest export. Too often we look at the arts as something extra, something outside of our daily lives, as a luxury item, and I'm here I'm on a mission to make people understand that arts are part of our cultural, educational, and our economic main course. They are not dessert. So today I'd like to show you how I see things firsthand as a working actor in the commercial sector. I'd also like to leave you with a couple of thoughts about ways I think we can ensure that our arts economy remains vibrant. First, a little background about how arts have impacted my own family. After serving in World War II in the Navy for 5 years, my dad moved to New York, where he made his living working on Broadway and off-Broadway in the theater, and then later in television. And decades before I played a doctor on private practice, he was known as Dr. Paul Lochner on a TV series called Medical Center. And of course, my sister Tyne Daly is a wonderful and well-known actor, and now a third generation is entering the business, including Tyne's daughter and my own son. God help them both. And my son needs a job, by the way. So anyway, so my family accounts for at least a few of the roughly 45,000 professional actors that the Bureau of Labor Statistics estimates are working in the United States. But that number doesn't begin to capture the real employment impact of the entertainment industry. For instance, when a studio greenlights a movie, the press is filled with news about the star, but the real story is the thousands of people that are put to work on that production. The next time you're in the movies, stay in your seat and watch the entire credit roll to the end, and you'll get an idea of the number of people who work so hard to bring that film to the screen. And the economic impact on the community is enormous. My show, Private Practice, for instance, which is an hour-long TV drama, it takes us 9 days to shoot an episode. We employ about 200 people full-time during that production season. For 2 of those 9 days, we have an additional crew of 50 people on the set, and each episode can have between 100 and 300 extras. But beyond that, in any single 9-day period, the show spends about $20,000 on food for caterers, $25,000 to $40,000 on clothes and costumes, $15,000 on sets and furniture, and $2,500 on dry cleaning, which is, I mean, that could keep a dry cleaners open, one TV show. And yet people seldom make that connection. But if you add up the numbers and the tax revenue and the money spent in the community by those employed on the show, you'll quickly see how big the economic impact is. But I think the story is there's a lot more to it. I've been thinking a lot lately about the iPod. A recent study by researchers at UC Irvine estimate that 14,000 jobs with wages of $753 million were created in the U.S. as a result of the iPod in 2006. The innovation, engineering, technology, manufacturing of this ubiquitous product would not exist without people's desire to enjoy music in their daily lives. Without art, there's no iPod. So we have to take those jobs into account. Art and entertainment are important engines of our economy, and we can't take that for granted. We have to invest in it like we invest in any other sector, and here are a couple of ways we can do that. First, federal support for the arts plays a pivotal role. We're really grateful for the expanded NEA funding and the stimulus, and we encourage continued and strong and growing support for nonprofit arts sector. The investment is so small when one looks at the returns both to society and both culturally and economically. And second, we have got to nurture the next generation by giving our kids access to art in schools. I know that's primarily a state responsibility, but the economic consequences of letting arts in schools atrophy will be felt nationally. In rough times, arts is usually the first thing to go, and we need to give our kids a chance to exercise their imaginations so that they can be the most creative and innovative thinkers that they can be, whether they wind up as artists, engineers, scientists, mathematicians, politicians. We need creative thinkers to compete in the global economy, and arts train the creative mind. If just one person's creative spark catches fire, the economic impact can be enormous. I'm thinking of the artistic vision of Shonda Rhimes, who created both the hit series Grey's Anatomy and Private Practice. She's essentially an inventor who started 2 successful companies, 2 television shows. She's a storyteller. But what she's done is provided good jobs, pumped millions of dollars into our economy each week. And if a businesswoman were to open a factory employing thousands of people, we'd hail her entrepreneurial spirit and see how we could support her with public policy, replicate her success. An artist can have the same economic impact, yet we see her as a creator of stories and not as a creator of jobs, and we've got to change that misconception. Yes, arts inspire us, they entertain us, they reflect back to us our triumphs, our failures, they bring us beauty and joy, they challenge our beliefs, and at best, they nourish our souls. But we've also got to recognize that arts employ our neighbors, they support small businesses, create jobs, and foster innovations. We have got to start discussing arts as part of our daily lives, and they are part of our culture and our education and our economic main course. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to testify. I really do look forward to answering your questions if you have, and I mean that.